What if I told you that humanity is slowly climbing a cosmic ladder, a ladder that measures civilizations by how much energy they control? This idea comes from physicist Nikolai Kardashev, and on that scale, most of humanity is still struggling at type 0. But one country is moving faster than anyone else. Not the USA, not Europe, China. Some scientists believe China is showing early signs of a civilization approaching Type 2 status. But what does that even mean? And how close is China, really? What is a Type 2 civilization? On the Kardashev Scale, Type 1 controls all energy available on its planet. Type 2 controls the entire energy output of its star. That's trillions of times more energy than what we use today. Think Dyson spheres, stellar energy harvesting, total planetary coordination. Humanity right now, we're only around type 0, 7. But here's the key idea. A civilization doesn't suddenly become type 2 overnight. It builds the systems first. And that's where China enters the conversation. Energy dominance. China's biggest move. China is not just producing energy. China is rewriting how energy is controlled. World's largest producer of solar power, world's largest producer of wind energy, massive investments in nuclear fission and fusion, the world's largest ultra-high voltage power grid. China can transfer electricity across thousands of kilometers with minimal energy loss. That's not normal. That's the kind of infrastructure you build when you're planning for planet-scale energy control. Type 2 civilizations don't just generate power. They manage energy like a nervous system. And China is building exactly that. Mega engineering projects. Look at China's engineering record. Asterisk, the Three Gorges Dam, largest power station ever built. Asterisk, artificial islands visible from space. Asterisk, entire cities constructed in under a decade. Asterisk, plans for space-based solar power stations. Space-based solar power means collecting sunlight in orbit and beaming it back to Earth. That concept is straight out of Type 2 civilization theory. China is the only nation testing it at scale. That's not coincidence. That's direction, control, coordination, and AI. A Type 2 civilization requires something even more important than energy. Coordination. China uses. Asterisk. AI-driven city management. Asterisk. Smart grids. Asterisk. Real-time energy monitoring. Asterisk. Massive data collection for infrastructure optimization. Their cities are becoming semi-autonomous systems. Traffic, power, water, surveillance, all connected. You can't control star-level energy without first mastering planetary-level systems. China is testing that model right now. Space program and the Dyson dream. China's space ambitions are often underestimated. Permanent space station. Moon bases planned. Mining asteroids research. Solar energy collection experiments in orbit. A Dyson sphere doesn't start as a giant shell. It starts with satellites, solar collectors, orbital infrastructure. Every launch is a brick in a future stellar machine. China understands that. Are they really Type 2? Let's be clear. China is not a Type 2 civilization. No country is, but China is behaving like a civilization that is preparing for one. They think in decades, not years. In systems, not trends. In control, not consumption. That mindset alone separates them from the rest of the world. Final thought. Type 2 civilizations don't announce themselves. They quietly build the foundation. And while the world debates politics and profits, China is building the infrastructure of the future.